Can I tell you how Keith is literally my favorite person?
Yes.
So not only did your husband get a new haircut, I know that even the people on YouTube aren't going to be able to see it because he's not in the room right now, but he got a new haircut, looks dapper AF. But also, this man, he got you the perfect gift for your birthday. I saw that you posted something on Twix last night because your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what did he get you?
He got me
grill.
He got you a grill, like a grill to cook stuff on, right?
Yes.
Exactly. He knows exactly where your place is. Get into the fucking kitchen where you belong, woman. Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD. We are in season 3. This is show 2. We're celebrating Judy's birthday. Kind of, sort of.
By yelling at me?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, Keith got you the perfect gift, okay? I'm just saying. He knows what a woman's role is, okay? He is an Andrew Tate philosopher. He's an alpha amongst alphas, okay?
Look, if that's the case, Keith, if you're listening, I don't want to work anymore. If you want me to be this trad wife, then that means I don't need to work, okay? Like, look, just saying.
No, because see, this is the next evolution, right?
No.
The next evolution is when you can get your wife to do all the stuff and work, okay? That way, as the alpha, you just get to go out and do leadership stuff all day. That's the key right there.
No.
Well, seriously though, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Are you 34 now?
I am 34 now.
Wow. How long before Keith trades you in?
I don't know.
Newer model.
I don't know. Hopefully not for another, few years. Please.
All right. So we are talking about a few more years. So Keith will need to start kicking tires around the class of 2028 at the maximum. Okay. We'll revisit this in a few years. Keith, we'll talk. Maybe we can go around just handing grills out. I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, all right. So I came across this story and it really, it upset me more than it probably should have.
Okay.
And I just want to start off by saying Al Pacino is a liar. He is a dirty liar. And I'm talking about the actor Al Pacino, The Godfather, Heat, Jack and Jill, all of them. This man lies. Okay. I say that because, hold on. God, I'm never good at this part. Wait, what the heck? I just clicked into, oh, is it? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
I say that because I'm looking at this article from people.com. Al Pacino calls fatherhood a mini miracle. True. Says raising a baby at 84 feels the same as it did before. You're a liar. Okay?
I call him a liar too, because what?
There's no way. The only way that I will accept that it is the exact same is if it's because when you had your original children, you were not nearly as rich as you are now. And so now you can hire au pairs or nannies or whatever to do all this stuff. But guess what? His kids aren't that old. So he definitely was rich when he had them. And then I was thinking, well, maybe it was just one of those things where they took a clip of a little segment of a big statement that he said. And it's like, well, the enjoyment and the aspects of being a father. No! Because I went and looked, and where is it? Yeah, get past the book. Let's see. Oh, God. Now I can't find it. Either way, it is literally just him saying, yeah, no, it feels the exact same. And it bothers me. God, this new keyboard it's killing me a little bit, okay? It's my layouts are all different. I'm sorry for any of the podcast viewers. It bothers me because I know that when I had Asher at the ripe young age of 30, I had, and this is just 9 years later, but I had so much more energy. I had so much more zest for life. There was just so many things that made me more capable of dealing with a baby. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean that I was a better parent, but just dealing with a baby and being up all night. Like I've told you guys before, the first 6 months of a newborn is a crucible because it changes who you are. It cuts into your very soul and carves out anything that you used to be and leaves something completely different. Whether that's good or bad, that's up for you to decide. I'm not here to, cast judgments, but it changes you. Right? Perfect example is my brother Alex. Alex used to be, I'm so cool. I'm Mr. I do whatever. I'll go on a fucking road trip out of nowhere and just go to the other side of the country on a whim. Now he lets his 3-year-old daughter, my niece Quinn, I don't even think she's 3 yet, but still, my niece Quinn, the best niece, beat the piss out of him on a daily basis, both mentally and physically. Just takes it all. Oh, God. But that's what I'm saying, is those first 6 months changed who he was, right? Mm-hmm. It made him realize, I got to be a papa bear and just do whatever my daughter needs because I'm right here. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's no way that he is willing to go through that same amount of pain at 84 that he did at, let's say, 40 even?
Yeah, that's half of the difference of his age.
Right. I didn't feel like going through and looking at his kids. They all look like they're in their mid to late 20s, right? So even if he was in his 50s, still, and I don't want to say that you can't have kids later, like in your 50s or whatever, right? But what I will say is I do think that there should be a limit on how old you are when you have a child.
Well, okay? I mean, there is a limit for women.
I mean like a law limit.
Okay.
Like with women, it's just when your body says no, then that's it, right? But for men, our swimmers kick until the day we kick, okay?
Exactly.
So I feel like there should be a law. I don't know what the exact age would be, but I do know 84 is too old to be having a kid. Okay, it's too old. Your son is a couple months old right now. You're going to be dead. Let's say even if you make it to 95, that means that he's 11 when you die.
He hasn't even graduated. Yeah, he hasn't even graduated high school. Jesus.
He hasn't even made it to high school yet.
I know.
God. And now he's got to deal with the death of his famous fucking dad that he never knew. That's a recipe for making someone fucked up in the head.
Yeah. Yikes.
Right? So, and that's why I said, I feel like there should be an age limit. If I were going to put something on it, I would say if you're old enough to retire, then you're old enough to not have any more kids. Okay, so whatever the retirement age is, which means we'll see a lot of people with kids at 64. Oh, last chance! But yeah, like I saw this story about Al Pacino. I got so
wait,
upset.
does that mean you would put like a mandatory vasectomy at 65?
I don't think I would do the vasectomy thing if I were going
Like,
to
how
make
would
this.
you make it a law where they
I would-
can't? They have to stop.
I would just make it to where like you know, if you are found, basically if you're found to be having a kid, you go to jail.
I mean, isn't it better to just get a vasectomy?
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to force dudes to have to. I don't want to force dudes to. I don't
Like,
want to
you'd rather
tell.
have them go to
pause.
jail?
Pause. No, pause. I don't want to tell guys what to do with their bodies. Okay. All right. As a woman who is not in control of her body, says the
Right.
Supreme Court. That's not me. That's the Supreme Court. Okay. I think that you would understand where I'm coming from with that.
Okay.
And maybe the jail maybe it's a fine. Like you have to, but see, then that's the same issue. Al Pacino's be like, "What's the fine?" Hoo-ah! And then just throw the money in your face.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, is it a perfect plan? No, but I'm not running for president. Okay, I'm just here yelling into a microphone about an 84-year-old dad who's gonna give his son a lot of mental issues. All right, that's all. I'm just trying to save the children. Okay, I'm just trying to save the children. You're over here trying to turn me into a monster. I don't appreciate that. Is this because of what I talked about with your birthday present? Are we still on that? I thought we had moved on. Oh God. All right.
Anyways.
Speaking of parents though.
Yes.
I've been wanting to hear this all week because I know that Mom and Dad De La Cruz were coming to the homestead.
They did.
And I know you were worried about it because Mom was going to just shred everything, and you were worried about getting the right coffee, and that made me think about if my mom came to my house and I could only give her G Fuel. Mom, what do you want? You want peach rings, or do you want Nuka-Cola? But how was it with your parents visiting? And did your mom realize that you had hired a cleaning lady?
No, she did not realize that, which is awesome. We're just going to keep it that way, okay?
I need to get your mom's email so I could just send her a clip, like this clip of the show.
No, we tend to keep it this way. But anyways, my parents loved it. I mean, they had such a great time visiting us. And I mean, they loved our house, which, I mean, obviously I'm always like looking for my parents' approval at my big age. Like,
oh my God.
To this day, it's just, you know, how I was raised is to get approval from my parents. But, you know, they loved it. The only thing that my dad kept commenting on, and because, okay, so my parents, they don't live in the hood, but they live in North Las Vegas. And my dad kept saying that our neighborhood is so quiet. And I was like,
also,
yeah.
He lives in, your dad lives in a city.
Yeah.
You know, like you guys live, I know
no, not just
technically.
that, but like, so, you know, in Northtown, at least, there's always a lot of parties, like just house parties happening, right? Like, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It could be on a random weekday and someone's having a party in their backyard, like with, you know, the DJs and the mariachis happening, like things like that, right? And like that's like there is nothing. It's just quietness. Like no one's having parties here.
Well, that's also the difference. Okay, look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for however this sounds. I got the disclaimer ready.
Oh no.
But that's the difference of living in a white neighborhood compared to living in a, what you want to call it, a BIPOC neighborhood? You want to call it a
diverse
neighborhood, a diverse
We'll call it diverse neighborhood.
There we go.
You know?
But that's the difference, is that when people of color celebrate, we let motherfuckers know we celebrating. Okay, I celebrate every week on this podcast. My downstairs neighbors fucking hate me. Okay.
Oh man, yeah.
But that's the difference between, because look, it's the same thing.
I tell
it's
them,
the same thing in my parents' neighborhood, right? And there's some diversity there, but it's like 84% white people, right?
Yeah.
And I have seen they live in a neighborhood where you could like they'll go and get the prom lights for a house party or whatever, the ones that like shine into the sky, right?
Yes.
And you still can't tell that a party is happening. If it wasn't for the lights, you wouldn't hear anything. It is dead ass quiet still.
Yeah, so that was just one of like my dad's complaint. Like, okay, Dad, like I told my mom, I go, we like the quiet. I don't know about y'all, like, I like the quiet.
Your dad's like a prisoner who had to sleep on the concrete floor, and now that he's back in society, he's like, no, I have to sleep on the floor still. These are the things that I'm used to.
I told him, I go, if it's too quiet at night, do you want like a fan so you can have background noise?
Oh my God. And he's like, does that fan come with a guitar? God damn it. I need some salsa. Where are the taco trucks? Shit.
Oh man. But yeah, so other than that, I mean, they love the house. They think it's great. They had a really good time. We took them to the state fair. And it was their first time ever at a fair like that. So it was pretty cute.
Did they eat any of like the fried foods or anything?
Yes. Okay, so my parents love the corny dogs out here so much that the first time we walked in, they got one.
What the fuck is a corny dog?
It's a corn dog, but they call it corny dogs.
Why?
It is.
Tell me you live in a white neighborhood without telling me you live in a white neighborhood, Judy.
No, it's what they call it. It's called Fletcher's corny dogs. They're very popular. It's a famous corny dog. It's literally called, look it up. It's called Fletcher's corny dog.
And I bet you Fletcher is a white guy.
He probably is. I mean, look, corn dogs are the most white people food ever, okay?
That's fair. That is fair. I don't know why. You ever hear yourself and you're just like, why are you arguing about this? Like, this is a dumb thing. Okay, sorry, go on.
Anyway, so they got one as soon as we got in because we got there early right when they opened. So it's like super fresh. And my parents loved it. And they loved it so much that we spent maybe like 4 or 5 hours at this fair. At the end of like our, when we were leaving, my dad went to go get another one. So they loved that. But they also loved this fried pickle pizza. And I mean, I liked it too. It was really good. It sounds so weird, but it's literally like deep fried pickles that they use toppings on a pizza. But it just works so well because it had like the tang, I guess, from the pickles cuts through all the cheese and the greasiness in the pizza. It was so good. If y'all ever go, I mean,
are you gonna start ordering pickles on your fucking pizza?
No. No, this is like a once a year type thing at the fair. But I like
how you're defending it though. You're like, yeah, it was good. It was good. No, I'm never doing it again. No, this is stupid. I wouldn't do it.
It's a very rich pizza dish, but the tanginess of the pizza or the pickles cuts through the richness.
Okay.
Bomb. That was probably my favorite thing that we ate there. But yeah, it was fun. And I mean, we went with my parents and Keith's parents, and we all had a great time. Nice.
Okay. Other than the pizza, was there anything else that you should be reporting on as far as the food?
At the fair?
I mean,
just my parents' trip.
We were talking about the fair, but like, no, I said we were talking about the fair. I don't know. Did you guys go to like a fancy restaurant or something, or?
No, but I took my parents to one of the more famous barbecue places out here in Dallas.
Okay.
They loved it. Like,
it's barbecue.
Yeah, like what's not to love? But my dad had never had a beef rib. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever seen like those huge.
Oh, okay, like a giant. Okay, like people call like a dino rib almost.
Yes.
Okay.
That was his first
I was
time
like, he's never had a beef rib. What the hell?
No, not like those dino bones. Like he's had, regular, but not like the dino bones with the huge. Yeah, he loved it. It was so fun watching him eat that. He said, "Oh my God, this was so good."
I'm a man.
But it was such a it was a more relaxing trip. And, my mom told me all the family tea. Like, I love it. Like, I missed hearing all the family tea that was happening.
Why don't you just FaceTime your mom?
Mom, I know we do, but it's different. It's different when you're like chisme in person. I don't know. It's just chisme sessions in person just hits different than if it's on FaceTime.
But how? Like, I don't understand. Like, you're looking at the person, you're talking to the person.
You have more emotion when you're in person.
I think you're technologically
My mom can do more
stunted.
Hand,
I think why don't you do something like this with your mom? Like, set up a video chat and then have her set up one on her computer. Then you're like, with all the hands and everything.
They don't have a computer.
They don't have a computer? No computers at all.
I mean, they have an iPad.
I mean, okay, so have her set up a stand for the iPad. They don't have a computer at all? How do they survive?
They don't have a computer. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's insane that they don't have a computer in today's day and age.
They don't have a computer. They don't have a laptop. They don't have a physical
Get them
desktop.
a computer for fucking Christmas,
They don't want
please.
one.
Oh, who cares? I don't want
I'm not going to buy it for them if they don't want it.
I don't want to go to work every day, but I do. I need to go to work. They need a computer.
Yes, no, they don't.
Oh. God, I feel like at some point technology is going to get too far for your parents, and it's going to be your fault. It's going to be your fault. I
didn't get them a computer?
Yes.
They don't want one.
Yeah, but you're the next generation. You're supposed to be telling them what to do now.
Listen, they had a laptop. I don't know what happened to it.
They probably, they never used it because their daughter didn't make them use it.
But what's the need for them to use it that they can't?
So that they are technologically savvy. That when AI takes over, they won't be like, I don't know what to do. Okay. Or like when I was reading a story the other day about a hacker who hacked into a bunch of Roombas, right? Maybe they can get the hacker out of their vacuum cleaner. I don't know. All I know is that you need to have a computer. Okay. It's like drinking water. You need to have it. It's a utility.
I mean, honestly,
we'll revisit this. We'll revisit this. Okay. Because honestly, I'm not a fan of your child skills. Okay, you need to be a better child for your parents.
I'm not getting them a computer. And that's
like
that.
I said, we're gonna put a pin in this. Okay.
No,
we're gonna put a pin.
Just letting you know. That's it. That's the end of our conversation.
The king says it's a pin.
End of conversation. Says the birthday girl. Okay.
Oh, whatever. We're doing the whole month of birthdays shit.
No, it's just the day after. I mean, we would have recorded on Thursday. It would have been the day before, so it's technically still.
Oh, God, fine. This is I was going to get you a real present. Okay, this is your birthday present now. That's how that works. Okay. Speaking of parenting, let me tell you about my parenting. So we got a message from Asher's school. And yeah, right? That's how I was thinking, too. I was like, oh, God. Another one. Yeah, exactly. Well, first, let me tell you this real quick. This is not anything to do with what I'm about to tell you, but I did get a phone call from his nurse's office yesterday, or 2 days ago. Apparently, he was under the jungle gym equipment, stood up too fast, bumped his head.
Oh.
And went to the nurse's office.
The nurse.
We have in Nevada, we have a concussion protocol now that kids go into when they hit their head.
Wow. I mean, I guess that's kind of good.
It's just like all it is they just look for the signs of a concussion. You have to stay in the nurse's office for 30 minutes and they send you home with some paperwork type stuff, right? But this kid, he's talking to me on the phone. I'm like, hey, bud, how are you feeling? He's like, oh, I'm okay. Like, my head hurts. But I'm like, all right, well, you think you're going to be able to go to class? He's like, yeah, but I'm going to have to take this thing with me. I'm gonna have to leave it on my head because my head still hurts. He's talking about his ice pack. The ice pack. Right? He's like, I'm gonna have to take it with me. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you have to take your ice pack with you.
Yeah.
But I was being a good dad, and I was like, that's okay as long as your teachers say it's fine to have it. You could take your ice pack. Just stop talking with your foolishness, you concussed idiot. I didn't say that though. I'm a good parent. I didn't say that. But yeah, no, I just found it. Of course, I thought it. All right, because even though I'm a good parent, I'm honest. Okay. But so I just wanted to tell you about the concussion protocol thing. It was just when you hear that, because you hear concussion protocol, you think of people in like the NFL or NHL or whatever, and then when your kid gets put into it. Yeah, exactly. And then your kid gets put into it for bumping his head on the playground. And you're like, oh god, shit's real. All right, so we get a note from his teacher, and she says that apparently Asher is super intelligent, and she wants to recommend him for the GATE program.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? So we had to go and fill out a whole bunch of stuff regarding that. And initially, in the text thread that I find this out, I'm like, hell yeah, let's go, kid. Like, let's do this. And then his mom in that same chat was like, well, yeah, but let's just make sure that we temper our expectations and not get his hopes up. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm like, why is she being a Debbie Downer about this? Like, I'm excited, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get home and I'm talking to the EP about this. And the EP's like, well, yeah, but I mean, remember what happened last time? And I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean what happened last time?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? I'm glad you and me are on the same wavelength because when I tell you about what happened in a second, you're going to have the exact same reaction, okay? So I was like, what happened last time? She's like, well, you don't remember in second grade? And I was like, no, what the hell happened in second grade? And she's like, when the entire grade tested for GATE? And I was like, oh, it was that moment where like a key turned in my head and unlocked an entire library of information. Because Judy, when I tell you the first thing that popped in my head, you're going to know exactly how I feel. Okay?
Okay.
She said, you don't remember when the entire grade 2 tested for GATE. And the first thing that popped in my head was how my son tested average as fuck in every single category.
I do remember.
Yes,
I remember having that conversation.
Thank you.
It seems so long ago, but yeah, it's probably like deep in season 1.
Probably. It's either, honestly, it's probably at the beginning of season 2 because it's right around the same. I think they did it at the beginning of the school year. So it's either, you're right, at the end of season 1, beginning of season 2. But yeah, I remember that and I was like, oh, fuck.
So it's like now they're just realizing his potential.
Well, so the thing about Asher is he definitely has, and we haven't gotten him tested for it yet because it's not detrimental. And as soon as it does become a problem in his studies or anything like that, we'll do something different. But he definitely has a form of ADD or ADHD. Mm-hmm. And the reason I know that is because when it comes to instructions, and this might be like, when I say he might have it, it also might be like in the way that you can, and this is probably the wrong terminology, but the way you can grow out of it, like, because your brain is moving so fast when you're younger that as you get older, it slows down a little bit. Okay. So maybe he doesn't have it in the same way that his dad has it, but he's also genetically predisposed because look at his dad. So my point in saying all that is he's a bad test taker because he doesn't always read the directions properly because he's kind of going through it too fast. So that So yeah, like I said, he doesn't take tests well. Also, I have a theory, and my theory is that what we've been doing since last summer is we've been having him do a 3rd grade workbook so that he wouldn't lose, you know how kids lose like 60% of what they learned over the summer or whatever. So we've started doing that so that he wouldn't lose nearly as much stuff. And I have a theory that it's not that he's really smart. I think he's very smart. But my theory isn't that he's like gifted smart. It's that we've been making him work ahead. And so now he like knows the answers before everyone else. So it makes it seem super smart. Because even there are certain things that they haven't come across yet that in the workbook, the EP will make him do. Like, perfect example is punctuation for addresses. I was like, have you guys learned addresses yet? And he looked at me, he's like, no. And I was like, all right, you could skip it. And then I just hear from the bedroom, no, he can't. So, you know, so like, I have a feeling that might be part of it. But either way, super excited that he gets to test for the GATE program again. Hopefully, he takes his time, reads everything properly, and he can get into the GATE program. If he doesn't, it's fine. You know, I won't be like, I'll be upset. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be upset if he doesn't. I'm not gonna tell him I'm upset, but I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah.
So don't fuck up, Asher. Okay. if you're listening to this, which you better not be, because I told you you're not allowed to listen to these podcasts. Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, no. When the EP told me they had tested before, I was like, "What are you talking about?"
I didn't realize is that something new where they test the whole grade to see if they can get into the GATE program?
I believe so. I don't look, man. When it comes to school, I try to stay as far out of the interworkings of the school as possible. I let the EP take care of the before and after school programs and dealing with the teachers and all that stuff. I ask Asher how his day was. We do his homework and we call it, and I have to know when it's picture day. And other than that, look, man, I'm the one who was surprised about the concussion protocol. Okay. You think I'm going to know about GATE?
True. You're right.
All right.
Oh, man.
It is time for... I don't know why I do this like a fucking game show host every week. Either way, it is time for Am I Overreacting? Let's see. Okay. So, am I overreacting about my girlfriend / coworker not wanting us to be a couple at a work party?
Okay.
My 47 male girlfriend, 36 female, and I work together. We've worked together for the last 4 years. Really good friends for most of that time and just started dating a few months ago. She's a much more private person than I am. She doesn't want people at work to know we're dating because she doesn't want people to think differently of us because of it. Things with her are amazing. I love her so much, and I know that she loves me a lot. We have an amazing time together and talk all the time about everything. We're talking about moving in together next year and getting married after that. One of our coworkers is quitting. There's a party that about 30 of us were getting invited to, after hours at a bar. I thought it would be the perfect opportunity for us to appear together and make it public. She wants us to arrive separate and not act like a couple. I told her that's going to be difficult for me. I told her I respect her wishes at work. I stay away and it's all professional. A few people that we work with know about us. They will be at the party. Going to the party and pretending like we're just friends isn't going to be easy. I told her I risk upsetting her by doing / saying something to let other people catch on that we're together. I said if we arrive together, at least we can control the narrative. Then it's not like a big secret and people can get over it quicker, instead of a few people at a time finding out. Am I making a big deal out of nothing? Should I just get over it and pretend we're at work?
Is there a power dynamic? Because he's so much older than her. Is he like not a superior?
Well, he's a man,
My bad.
so
My bad. I didn't mean it like that, but like,
yes, she did.
is he in management or type thing? Like, is he in management and she's just a
okay? So
lower end job?
Let's just put it. Let's say that for HR purposes, okay, we are going to say that they are on the same level. We're going to say that they're in different departments even, okay?
Okay.
So maybe he is in management, but he's in accounting and she's in administration.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, fine. Fine. He's in accounting and she is in sales.
No, but still, let's just say they're the same level. They're both managers in their different departments.
Okay, now they're both managers. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Why can't the woman be a manager and then the dude is just in sales?
Okay, that's fine with me.
No, regardless, because even if they're in different departments and one of them is still in a higher position than the other, there's still that dynamic. And I can see where the woman or whomever feels awkward in that sense, because even though they're in different departments, he's still, a manager or whatever, and she's still, it's kind of like that power dynamic.
So what if she's the manager? What if she's the manager and he's not?
It should still be the same because it's still a power dynamic. They could see that she's taking advantage of this lowly employee type thing. It's really, that's where my issue with this. I see where she's
your issue with it is something that you've completely created. I hope you understand that.
I'm just letting you know.
I pause real quick. I get what you're saying about power dynamics in the workplace with managers and lower employees. My point is that you are specifically creating that scenario for this story.
I know, we don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
We don't. So let's just, for all intents, separate sections of the workplace, and they're on this. No one's in management. Okay.
No one's in management. If that's the case, then. And they've only been dating a few months though?
Yes. No, they've known each other for a couple of years. They've only been dating for a couple months.
Maybe she's just not ready to let it be known in public. I think he might be overreacting. That's going to be my
100%. This dude is overreacting. 100%. Look, one, thank you for bringing to my attention about the couple months thing. Okay. Cause that specifically says a lot more. Even if you're talking about moving in together and getting married and all that stuff, it's only been a couple months, right? Now, if you were actually moving in together, like it's happening this weekend type stuff, that's a different scenario, okay? If you're actually going to put a ring on her finger, even if you haven't moved in yet, that's a different scenario, right?
Yes.
What I will say is, regardless of, just going back to the office aspect of it, regardless of whatever the dynamics are, y'all motherfuckers need to go to fucking HR and let them know about this right away. Okay?
Yeah.
Right away.
That's like your first step. You don't tell you don't show up at a party together acting as a couple without HR already knowing about this beforehand.
Now going on to why he is overreacting. The reason he is overreacting is because he has already agreed that at work, he will not let it be known in any overt kind of way that they are together. And while this thing is happening outside of work, for all intents and purposes, it is a work function. Socially, anyway, right? You're not going to get in trouble if you get too drunk and call Pam a bitch, but socially, people are going to look at you sideways when you get to work the next day, right? And so that's what I'm saying. This, for all intents and purposes, on that same social level, is like being at work. You have agreed that you are not going to bring attention to your relationship in a work environment. So therefore, she is correct in saying, look, I think probably the whole being espionage about it and not talking at the party and showing up separate.
That'll bring more sus to your situation.
I feel like I feel like this is one of those things where they're overcomplicating it. But at the same time, no, you have agreed to her parameters of not wanting to make this thing public in a workspace. Sorry, bro. Like maybe even forget like the moving in and the putting the ring. Maybe if you guys had only been together or had already been together for a year or something like that for a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, what happens if in a week you find out that she finds out that you have like a weird hair collection, and then she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And
right.
now
They
everyone
haven't gotten to that point yet of their relationship.
And now everyone's gonna be like, why'd you and Jim break up? He's like, well, I could either say it's because he's got a weird fucking hair collection, or I could make up something. And then he's like, well, and it turns into a whole thing.
Yeah. But also, I also don't believe in dating coworkers. That's been a hard pass for me.
So you never dated a coworker?
Nope.
Oh, well. I can't
So
say
you
the
did. I was gonna say, have you dated a coworker?
Can't say the same. I would say, I mean, because obviously it ended, and anytime something ends, it's not the best, right? But it wasn't like that was brought like to the forefront. I'll put it that way. We tried to be as professional about that aspect as possible. I may have quit my job. All right, that does it for this episode, or for this first half of a conversation with you. Whatever, okay? I was being an adult. I walked into my manager's office. I said, I can't work with that bitch anymore. I quit. And that was it, okay? That does it for the first half of this show. Oh, man.
Wow.
I can't wait for you guys to see this video that we have from TikToker, because this dude is spitting facts. So just stick around. Go take a bathroom break. Go get some water. But just all you have to do really, you just hit pause, or you can take us with you. You would take us with you. I mean, if you got your headphones in or whatever, just go. All right. So yes, we'll be right back. It is a conversation with Judy and Ryan. Woo!
Woo!
Welcome back to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD. Also check us out. All the social medias. Become a member of our Patreon anywhere you go at TABPOD. Unless you just want the podcast. If it's just the audio version of the podcast, you search a conversation with Judy and Ryan. Look, okay, we are not business people. We are creatives, okay? We didn't think everything out. But we're getting there. So
we're getting there.
Remember, if you want to join the Patreon, be part of the ticker team, where your name will show up at random parts throughout the show. Just got to be in that $5 a month tier level on our Patreon at TABPOD. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You're here. That's all that matters. You're here. You're with us. If you could do the like, share, subscribe thing, especially like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video. How many times can I put like into one sentence in a 30-second span? These are the things that ponder in my head when I should be paying attention to the show. Okay.
All right.
Judy, does Keith have any female friends?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you say yeah? Maybe yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've met a few, but it's not like they hang out like besties type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And these female friends, do they predate you?
Yes.
See? Look at you. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because I'm about to show you. Judy found this TikTok, but it is 100% facts what this man is about to say. When it comes to females and males being in relationships and making friends with those of the opposite sex. Hold on. There we go.
Maybe this is an unwritten rule in relationships, but y'all tell me. When you're in a relationship, ain't no new opposite sex friends. Now, what you bring with you, that's cool. For example, I have a best friend. She's a girl. We've been kicking it now for over a decade. We're locked, right? It's stuck. Her kids are my god kids. Like it's legit. See what I'm saying? Her and my old lady hang out without me there. It's real. When it's real, that's how it should be. You feel me? Like, they're friends. My old lady has 2 guy friends, a gay best friend and another guy that's straight. He happens to be married, right? But I would hang out with either one of those guys because they're cool. You see what I'm saying? However, I would never come home and say, babe, I met this girl at Walmart. I just met this girl at Walmart. She cool as hell. I'm going to go grab drinks with her later. Boy, I'm a duck as I'm saying it. Just like, I would not think she would ever come home and say, babe, I met this guy at the gym. He's really cool. We're going to go downtown. No. Ain't no new ones. What you brought is fine, but ain't finna be no new ones, dog.
So he brings up the fact you can't get new opposite sex friends once you are in a committed relationship. Completely agree, right? Mm-hmm. The only thing that, and I wasn't planning on talking about this, but the one thing I would say is kind of a caveat, and I want to hear your opinion on this.
Okay.
I feel like if that other person is gay, that changes the dynamic a little bit. And that it would, look, here's honestly what I feel like. I feel like if, and this is just me being a man, being all patriarchal or whatever, sexist, misogynist, whatever you want to say, I feel like if a guy comes home, or if a girl comes home, and she says, I met this guy, he's gay, we're going to go hang out, that I, as the man, kind of just have to eat that, right? But if my wife came home, or I came home to my wife and I said, I met this girl, she's gay, we're going to go hang out, she would still be like, no.
Interesting.
I would just be,
no.
That's all I would hear in the house.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You just don't want to say no. You just don't want to say that I'm correct because no matter what, Keith could come home with the most bullish of lesbians, buzz cut, shorts, flannel shirt, and you would still be like, I don't like this. I don't like it. Nah, it's a trick.
If it happens, I'll let y'all know what I say.
Keith will be like, babe, she's got hiking boots on right now. Look at her. And like, I don't like it. Nope. I met her at a construction site. Nope. Not a fan.
Is she gonna do some work on our house for free?
No, they're going out to Applebee's. They're getting Dollaritas, okay?
Oh man, but when I saw this video though, I was just cracking up because I'm thinking, when was the last time I made a friend, organically, not coworkers, just out, even just the opposite sex. I was like, since I've been with Keith, I was like, I don't think I've ever made organic new friends since. I don't know if that's.
So when you say organic, you're talking about just opposite sex, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. No, but that's the, because he's right. It is an unwritten rule. You are not allowed to, because there's always, even if you have zero intention of cheating on your husband because you love him so, I'm talking about the royal you. If you have zero intention of cheating on your husband or wife because you love them so much and you would never stray, there's always the implication of, well, he might still be trying to hook up with her. And we don't want that. No one wants that. Men, women, we don't want that kind of chaos in our life.
Nope.
But that's why I say that there is that caveat about the, about the homosexuality aspect of it. But even then, that is not a two-way street. I already told you guys about the flannel and the hiking boots. And even then, under the best conditions, she couldn't say, oh, yeah, I guess so. No, she's like, I'll let you know, which we all know in womanese means, Hell to the nah.
Womanese. Oh, man.
But no, because also part of it too is like when you another unwritten rule of society in general is when one person goes up to another person, it is generally thought of, if there's no other ulterior motives like helping them or they drop something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's always thought of as under the auspicion of that person is trying to, it's never like, I just want to be friends. I'm just trying to walk around and meet new people and be friends. It's always like, I want to be friends. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Right.
So that's why there's also the unwritten rule, because, you know, why y'all talking?
Right. What did we have to talk about right now?
Exactly. Well, we were both at the library. Yeah, a lot of people read. Okay? Doesn't matter. Oh man.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, it's funny how I also like how he had to throw in, because this is another thing. I know that you're allowed to bring your old friends with you, but there are still like alerts that go up, okay? And I say that because when he was talking about his wife's two friends. He said the gay best friend,
right, and the one that's
other guy.
Married.
Yes, and he's
clearly saying,
and well, not even that. Like he started talking about the friend and then brought it back to be like, he married, okay? He married,
yeah,
right. So that if she has if she has a single male friend. Now, I will also, there's another caveat to this. This is like 4D chess, okay? If this is the type of guy that has a new girl all the time, right? You have to worry about him so much, actually. You would think, oh, he's a playboy. He's fucking all these chicks. I have to worry about him. Actually, you don't, because your wife or your partner sees how he treats all these women and is fine with him as like a friend or whatever, but also knows how that goes at the end of the day. And that's why she's investing her time in you rather than with, trying to be one of his 50 girls, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a hard pill to swallow, because we're programmed to think, oh, well, he's fucking all these girls. He's obviously going to want to fuck her too. So he's just like, but that you got to remember, she has her own agency. The Supreme Court does not believe that she does, but she does have her own agency. What you need to worry about, though, this motherfucker never has a girl? Is he in the closet? No. Oh, you know what that means? That means he's waiting. He is waiting for the chance for you to fuck up and him to jump in. That is when you worry, my friend. That's when you gotta be, all right, look, you and me, we could be a thing. Justin gotta get the fuck on, though, okay? Okay, you gotta like slowly but surely stop hanging out with that motherfucker. But honey, he's in my D&D club. I don't care. Start playing Warhammer then, okay?
Now let me ask you, does EP have single straight male friends prior to you two being like, she brought them in after y'all got together type thing?
No, I mean, the thing is, me and the EP, like, I'm an extroverted introvert, right?
Right, I know, yeah.
She's even more so she's like, she's kind of extroverted when she's kind of extroverted when she's around her people or when she is drunk, right? But other than that, she is an introverted ass introvert. So we haven't made any new friends.
No,
male,
before,
female.
like before, like when she was single. Yeah, like when she was single, and now you know them after. Okay.
Oh no, she doesn't have any male friends. Like, you know what? No, she did make one. This is another caveat, though. She made one. It was at work, though.
Okay.
And it's a coworker, and it's a coworker that lives in a different state. Mm-hmm. Because the way her job is, she works for a glass company. They install windshields. It's not Safelite. I know the first thing people are going to be like, oh, fucking Safelite. You're not smart. It's not Safelite. So yes, I am smart. But her company does the glass installation across the country, and he's one of the technicians in, I want to say, Washington, right? So, over time and just talking to each other slowly but surely, they did become friends, and I do believe that they didn't actually become full-on friends until after we started dating. But that's different states, and they don't video chat, and it's all during work hours. If it was anything more than that, Daddy's not allowing it, okay?
Is that how you describe me to EP? Like, no, Judy's in Texas and she married, so.
That's the only reason I'm allowed to do the podcast with you, okay? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm not kidding about that. So, I'm gonna tell this story. She's gonna get pissed I'm telling this story, but I'm sorry, I gotta tell it, okay?
Okay.
Now, this also goes back. She feels 100% differently now, right? But this goes back to, we've been doing this podcast for 2 years now, and probably about 6 to 8 months before that. So her and I had only been together for a couple of years. Like, our relationship time together has literally doubled since then, okay? And I'm thinking about doing the podcast. And I'm like, who would I want to do it with? And I wasn't sure about the technological implications if I'd be able to do it with you, right?
Right.
So I wanted to initially do it, or I was thinking about initially doing it with Sylvia. Sylvia's been on the podcast, or been on our podcast. She lives locally. I've known her since fucking college. God,
right.
I'm so old. So that was the thought process. I even did a whole meet and greet thing where we went to lunch with Sylvia, so that the EP could meet her, get to know, like, just an old friend type thing. Nothing there. She's also married and happily in her own relationship, right? Got to bring that back. Married. Okay. So I'm going through all that stuff, and I could just tell, like, she wasn't saying no, right?
Right.
That's the one thing I'll always say about the EP. Even when it makes her feel the most uncomfortable, she will support me no matter what. So she wasn't saying no, but I could tell that she wasn't on board either. Right? When you get that feeling like they just kind of hesitant. She was just feeling hesitant.
Yeah. Right.
So I was like, what's going on? She's like, I don't feel comfortable with you being around this girl all the time, blah, 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 type stuff. That's me paraphrasing 100%. I'm trying to remember a conversation from 2.5 years ago. So But that was it. And then I was like, okay. And I went back to the drawing board and I took a look at all of the fucking technology, because, post-COVID. So I was like, there's got to be a way to do this efficiently, right? And even though we tried to do it efficiently on Zoom, it wasn't. But that's when the head, like I said, started turning. And I was like, I should just do it with Judy. It's perfect. She's in Texas. I'm in Nevada. She's married. And honestly, even then, I think to a degree, even then she was still like, I'll allow it. But look, my girl is a Latina and she's a Leo. If that is not a recipe for some kind of jealousy, then I don't know one for you, okay? That's just how it is. And like I said, at the time, and you also say, oh, you guys were together for 2 years. 2 years, not that long. In the grand scheme of everything. Like, I think we'd only been living together for like 6 months at that point.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it's in the grand scheme of everything, not that long. So let's all just relax a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I went way too long on the TikTok guy. I am sorry about that. But I'll tell this story real quick, actually, since we're talking about the EP. So we got an update, as I told you about her condition, right? We got an update. And so she finally got to go see the oncologist. That has been something we've been dealing with for months. And then also with that, like, fucking tangent. Fuck you, TV. And anyone who's ever had cancer on a television show, and I'm talking about the characters, not the actual actors, right? And the reason I say that is because they make it seem like you get fucking diagnosed and cured within 3 episodes, which in life is like a couple weeks, right? And it's actually something it takes months and or years to deal with. So fucking every television show in which a character got cancer and then 4 episodes later was like, I'm cured! Fuck you, okay? I just had to get that out. It's been sitting on my soul. I had to get that out. So she went to the oncologist and she comes back and she calls me and she's, upset because it's an over inundation of information, right? The oncologist like, you got to go get this biopsy and you got to go get this set up and you got to go get your blood work done here and a whole bunch of stuff, right? So she calls me and she's like, and I talk her down, all that stuff, right? But she called me while I was at work, so I also couldn't take like a 45-minute conversation. So,
right.
I was doing my best to be comforting to her, but at the same time, not trying to belabor it, which no matter how I describe it, sounds like I'm being a shitty partner. So sorry about that if that's how it came off, love. But afterwards, we go back to work and everything. I come home and she's calmed down a little bit. And she's like, yeah, so... like I was saying, the doctor's going to get me set up with a tube and that way I'll be able to start my treatment. And I said to her, I was like, what are you talking about? Treatment? You didn't tell me about treatment. You told me that you had all these appointments to set up and you had blood work and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, yeah, but he wants me to do all that because, if I can get everything done, then we can start the chemo in a month or so when I come back. And I was like, oh, he told you that? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Because she hadn't told me that in the original conversation, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. And then it goes on. She's telling me how she talked to her dad and her mom and her sister and my mom and my brother and blah, blah, blah. And I'm doing the math and I'm like, and you told all of them that you're getting chemo? And she's like, yeah, I told everyone. And I was like, so I was the last person to know that you're getting chemo? And she's like, I didn't tell you? And I was like, no, you didn't tell me. Because that was the other thing. I was listening on the phone and to myself, I was like, I know she's going through a lot. And I know that this feels like a lot of stuff hitting her all at one time. But this feels like kind of an overreaction to her being told that she just has to go get more tests done. And I didn't say that to her. It was in the back of my head. But then when I found out that she's got to start chemo in possibly less than a month from that day, well, yeah, that's fucking scary.
Yeah.
And then to find out that I was the last one to find out about it.
Like, did she tell them all on the same day? Like, after she hung up with you, then
yeah. Oh no, she's like a fucking telephone tree. She just fucking chemo, chemo, right? And that's fine. I just, I'm not even upset about it. I just found it so funny that I was the last person to find out about that thing.
Yeah.
And I can't make a joke about it in this moment. For whatever reason, like I'm just incapable of actually making one. I'm usually very funny, I think. Hopefully. I don't know. Not right now. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was what's going on with that. So, we'll keep you updated with that. But honestly, I'm happy about it because at least now it means that we're moving forward. And it just really does show me how stupid our healthcare system is. Forget everything else. Just the fact she had to get a biopsy done in order to go to the oncologist, right? And the oncologist is now having her get different biopsies done. She was going to have to get it redone anyway because apparently the sample came back not usable or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. But now that she's gone to the actual expert He's like, well, they can just get it from here instead, and that way they can take out more tissue and it's less invasive, and it'll be the exact same information. Why are we making people do surgery before they go to the specialist, rather than go to the specialist and have the specialist decide what surgery they should be getting?
Yeah, it's very backwards. Is that because like her insurance required it that way, or
I'm guessing that's why, but either way, it's fucking stupid. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever had, like, you didn't have a consultation before having a surgery. Like, that's never happened on our end. So
right. And I could understand if it was a scenario where, like, well, we don't know if it's cancer, so we need to do the biopsy to see if it's that. But all information coming in was it's the big C. Everything. So it's and like I said, it wasn't like she got the biopsy and then had to go to her doctor to be like, okay, now I can give you the referral. No, the referral was set up already. So it's stupid. Okay, let's get on some fun times now that I've made us all sad with my life update. Okay. Can I tell you, thank God for Zoloft, because there's a lot of emotions going on in this house, and I'm feeling dandy. Everyone keeps talking to me like, it's okay, you can open up to us if you need anything. And I'm not sitting here like trying to be warrior spirit guy, like, but no, the Zoloft just makes it so that it's like, I'm good, people.
Yeah, you're like, I'm great.
Yeah.
It's sunny outside. Like, what you mean?
she's smiling and walking around. What else could I ask for? All right, let's get to some fun stuff. Judy, what's happening in the world of threads?
All right, just a few threads for today. I wanted to get your intake on this because as someone who just recently got married, this thread kind of spoke to me, and I was like, huh. So this lady says, if you get married and your partner has debt, you now have that debt as well. It says marriage is a partnership. Before you marry someone, it's super important to share with each other your financial situations. She says, I know people who got married and then found out years later that their partner had $100K in debt. And I was like, wow, do people really not talk about that before getting married?
I mean, you got to talk about it.
Yeah.
I will put it like this. For me, it wasn't like I gave her a forensic breakdown.
I didn't give her my credit report.
Right. But I still let the EP know what was going on with me, and she let me know what was going on with her. Like, that's just, I completely agree that you do take on your partner's debt unless you guys come up with like beforehand you want to talk about it, because we live in an age where you can have 90 fucking bank accounts apparently. So if you guys want to talk about beforehand and come up with a prenup that says whatever debt we brought in we're solely responsible for, I don't even think legally, as far as the tax code goes, you can do that. But
yeah,
if that's the case, okay, I'm not bothered by that, because you're still being open and honest about everything that's going on with you. But yeah, you have to tell someone. Forget 100,000. If you're 10,000 in debt, you should let. The only time I would say it's okay to not bring that to the forefront, and this also would depend on how much money you're bringing in, is if it's less than 5K. If you're less than 5K in debt, that, in my opinion, is really 1 year of just putting your nose to the grindstone and overpaying whatever debt you have to get out of it, right? Now, like I said, that's all dependent on what you're bringing in financially and all that stuff. But that's why I say that anything under $5,000, I don't think you need to go out of your way to be like, honey, I just need you to know I'm in all this debt, and I want to be honest and open with you about it before we get into this long-term relationship. Okay, it's $5,000. Calm down.
Like, as long as you don't keep adding to your $5,000, like,
right?
There's a difference there, girl.
Or if you do keep adding to it when it hits $5,000, when it goes over the $5,000, now you have to talk to them about it. Like, hey, I've been trying to pay down. I've been trying to pay down down this $3,000 for the last year and a half, and it's now $5,000. Like
in that situation, so think about, okay, now I want to pick your brain about this. Let's say your EP did bring in like $3,000 of debt before you guys got married, and you see that she's only able to make minimum payments on it, so it does keep growing. Will you, like, are you as your husband or as her husband willing to pay portions of your salary to help her pay that down faster?
I would have to see why it's still growing, because yes, I get what you're saying with the interest, but even with making the minimum payments, there should be somewhere where it's getting low. You get what I'm saying? Like, on some level, it should be getting lowered. Even if it's just like it was $3,000 and I've been paying the minimum for a year and now it's $2,985. Like, why is it still growing? Would be
right.
the issue there for me. I wouldn't have an issue with paying if everything is just fine and it's just like, you know, we just want to pay it down faster. Yeah, I don't care. Like, our money is our money. It's, you know, the thing that I've always expressed to her to do, and I do it to a degree too, but I really made sure that she did it, is that she takes no less than 10% of her paycheck and she puts it into her own account for her own, so that if God forbid anything happens to me and like because of that the accounts are shut down or whatever, that she has her own money just chilling. You know, if she ever wants to like splurge on something for herself, doesn't want to take it out of the family account, she's got her own money to do all that. And that's why we have that. Yeah. But my point in saying that, though, is that if everything's equal and it's just like we want to get this debt taken off, like I said, it's a teamwork. Like, I'm not paying down her debt. I'm paying down our debt. Yeah. Right. And that's how you have to look at it. Now, like I said, someone comes in and they're like, yeah, I got $100,000 in debt because of a failed strip club that I tried to do.
Right.
Okay, well, maybe I don't want to pay an extra $200 a month on that one, right? But that's also that's why you have the conversation before you get into it, right? And I do also think that I don't really think it's the debt that people care about, because we all are dealing with situations that fuck with us in one way or another. Mm-hmm. I think it's the reason that you have the debt, which is what bugs people, right? Because it's like, well, are you not responsible enough that it keeps growing? Did you have a failed strip club? Or, you know, because here's on the other side of it. Oh, you were sick and you just couldn't pay your bills and it put you into a bad financial state. Oh, you went to college and you have an exorbitant amount of student loan. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not like, you know, $100,000 of debt is not all equal, is my point. Yes. Right? 10 grand, 4 grand, whatever. It's not all equal. Right. Now you tell me, oh, I just really wanted to get this super cool pop collection because I love Funko so much. Well, okay. We got to have a conversation. I put myself into debt with all these fucking Squishmallows.
Oh my God.
Right? But that's why I think it is more of like the communication aspect of why you're in debt rather than just having the debt itself.
Yeah, I agree. Cool. Okay.
All right. I'm not trying to rush you. I just want you to know we have about 10 minutes left, and I know that you have a story.
We'll do that one. That's it. We'll do the rest for next week. It's not.
Okay, I'm just because it's your story that you're about to tell. So I mean, I would like to tell my story. All right, go for it.
Yes, so I have a quick life update. So yesterday on my birthday was my last day of working at my old job.
Yay!
Very excited, ready to pack up this laptop and company phone and ship it away because I don't want it anymore. But,
so you're working on your personal laptop now for your other job?
Yes. No, so I have my personal desktop that I use for my job, but I also have a company laptop that they gave me, so I can just take it wherever I want to go.
I'm sorry. I'm saying for the new job. Mm-hmm. They gave you a company laptop too. So you got 3 computers and you're telling me that your mom and dad don't need a single computer? Come on, Judy.
I work on computers for a living. My parents don't. I don't know what to tell you. My parents are in the industry. They're not like...
They're in the industry? The one industry?
They're in the industry, okay? Well, just my mom. She's in the casino industry, so.
I just love how you're like, they are in you don't even, the industry you're talking about doesn't even exist where you live, okay?
It doesn't. Anyways, back to my story. So,
yes.
Yesterday was my last day. They hired my replacement, and she started on Tuesday. She was supposed to start on Monday, but some of her background checks things weren't completed yet, so. But she started Tuesday, and I met with her Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to do all of my handoff. And in the 3 hours in that time frame that I, talked to this lady, I don't think she's a good fit. And I'm going to be real with y'all. Like, I'm not trying to be a hater, but I know the people I supported. I know their personalities. And this like vibe that the new girl gave me, I was like, ooh, girl, like, good luck. And I could just tell, I was telling her, all of the tasks that I was doing. And she's like, damn, you did all of this? I was like, yeah, I was working like 3 positions in this one job. Like, this is what you're coming into. And I don't think she liked that. Pretty sure I scared her away. But you know what? Good luck to her. And I was just, there was so much information that I was throwing at her. And she's just like, okay, yeah, you wrote that down, right? Like, yeah, I wrote it all. I'm trying to write it all down for you in this little nice document that I have. But at the end of the day, I told her, I go, look, I gave her my personal cell just in case she ever has any other questions.
No, Judy, no.
I did. I could have just been like, bye.
You should have. Why? I don't understand that. I mean, like, I understand wanting to be a good person, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But you, like, I'm so flabbergasted by this. All right. So I understand. Yes, because I understand wanting to be a good person, and I understand wanting to help someone, but you don't know this person. Like, you haven't known her for more than a couple hours. Like, if she was a friend that you brought into the company to replace you, would be different. Or even if it was like not a friend, because you would obviously have a friend's phone number already, but like if like a friend of a friend or a family friend, like something like that, I would understand. But you don't know this psycho. She's gonna reverse trace your phone number, show up at your house one day. And if it's so important that you need to be involved, then your manager should be, or then her manager should be reaching out to you. Yeah,
look, I would think it was, I mean, I get where you're coming from. Like, yeah, and it's whatever on my end. Like, I'm fine with her having my number. But I see what you're saying.
Block her crazy ass.
I think there was this level of, I would think as big people, as big age people at our big age, that she would know when it's appropriate to call me or, text me about something. Like, I would think as that person. So
right. And guess what? Most likely,
and she might not be, but I think most likely what?
No, I was gonna say most likely she probably is. You know what? Like, you're probably right. I'm putting goodness out into the world right now, and I'm gonna say most likely she. But you don't know her, and you're just handing out personal information. Like, get a burner phone if you're gonna do shit like this. Go get a Google number.
It's not like I'm giving some random stranger off the street my number.
Essentially, you've known her for 3 hours.
I know the company she works for. I know who her executives are. It's not like, I don't know.
Yeah, until you call the executives one day and they're like, we had to fire her crazy ass. She came in covered in goat's blood one day.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I look. I don't know. Saying. Well, no, because like I don't live. I live in a right to work state, right? So you breathe wrong, and you get fired. I don't know what it would actually take to get fired at in a regular state. So that's why I got to go to the extreme, right? Came in covered in goat's blood, started setting fires everywhere. I feel like that would be fireable.
I would think so. Yeah.
Maybe just a write-up.
I mean,
you got to get the two write-ups.
Starting fires, that's arson, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that's a crime, Ryan.
Well, if you do both, if you do both, I'm just saying, if you only did like
animal
one.
cruelty, sheep's blood, it's...
Well, see, no, you're doing the thing again where you're making your own scenario, okay? Maybe she just went to a butcher and bought it, okay? God, no,
Anyway.
she's in her bedroom, just like,
Oh my God. Oh my
oh, I love you so much, Judy. Oh my
goodness.
God.
Yes.
You're the type of person you would be at like a bar and like someone would be going over a sob story and be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. You call me if you ever need anything.
I would not be that person.
God, you're getting close to it. You're getting close to it. Piece by piece, you're in that fucking quiet neighborhood. You're needing to inject more energy and more chaos into your life. I'm just going to start handing my number out to people and helping them. God.
Okay.
Well, I hope that works out for you.
We'll see. I'll report back and if this crazy lady comes out at me.
Okay, so how about this, though? How about this? Let's just go the other side of it. We got a couple minutes. Let's go the other side of it. Let's say she's not crazy, but she asks you like 5 to 7 questions a day for weeks on end. Is that going to be good for you either?
No, then that would just mean like I would block her. There's look, as professionals in our profession, there's a level of understanding. It comes with the position that we're in. So that's how I see it. That's how I saw that. But
see, I would agree with you, except for the fact that professionalism ends at the door. Like, and by that I mean like it ends as soon as you walk out the theoretical door of that office. Like, you don't work there anymore. You are not meant to be a professional for that lady anymore. Now, I'm not trying to say burn the bridges as you leave. If, like I said, if a manager hits you up and is like, hey, we could use some help. Can you take blah, blah, blah of your time? That's different. But look, this is also probably why you're better in social situations than I am. Okay. It's probably one of those things. It's probably why, like, I don't have any friends and you have lots of friends, even though you call them coworkers.
that's only 2.
Is that what this is? You're trying to get this girl to be part of the Applebee's club?
No.
I was just saying, maybe that's what it is. You're like, you know what? I know that I don't think she's a fit here, but she looks fun. She seems like she seems like she could be one of the people that I call an ex-coworker. Oh God,
man.
All right. That does it. That does it. We got your parents not having a computer and you just giving out your phone number to randos. I can't do this anymore. I need a break. I need a week-long break. And by a week, I mean, today's Saturday. We record on Thursdays. I need like a 5-day break. Okay?
Okay.
Gosh. Honestly, no, we're just out of time. That will do it for this week's conversation with Judy and Ryan. Let us know in the fucking in the comments or of whatever you're listening to. Am I right? And Judy should not have given her number out, or am I overreacting? And Judy was perfect. Let us know.
Let us know.
Oh boy. All right. Well, thank you guys again. Like I say every week, because you deserve to hear it. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for participating. If you could subscribe to the channel and like the video, or give us a 5-star review if you're only a podcast listener. Thanks for finally winning at fantasy football. I'm gonna leave it at that. God damn it! I fucking knew that you were. God, it was a lose-lose situation.
Okay,
Although-
bye.
Although I am somehow, real quick, I am somehow undefeated against my wife's family. Anytime I beat her dad, I beat her sister. She's probably gonna fuck that up for me if I ever end up playing her. But all right. Okay, bye.
Bye.